We can jump on. Perfect. Awesome. Hi, guys. Welcome, 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 everybody. We are so happy to have you here. My name is Daniela Osorio. I'm part of the Revolution team, and I'm very honored to be doing this call tonight because this power session is going to have a very special guest joining us. Apart from her being one of my sponsors and an amazing leader and one of my friends in design of business, she's also someone who just didn't talk about taking risks. She actually lived it. And I want you to listen very closely tonight. Take good notes and be open because the conversations like this one, they have the power to shift the way you see your own potential. Now, before network marketing, she built a very successful traditional business, something that many people would consider the safe and expected path. But instead of staying comfortable, she chose to see a bigger vision. She saw the power in this industry and she saw the potential to build not only just income, but also impact, leadership, and real freedom. And she made a bold decision that most people would never dare to make. She sold her traditional business so she could dedicate 100% of her time and energy to this amazing opportunity. And that kind of decision requires vision, but even more than that, it requires courage. So let's give a very warm welcome to our incredible leader, Michelle Posada, current Vice President Director. Michi, are you here?
Hello, hello. Yes, I'm here. Thank you for that intro. Let me just make sure everything is recording perfect.
Awesome. And we're gonna do it. Oh, this light is killing me. We're gonna play it like an interview. And she's also she has her own podcast of moms. So, Michi, I am saying right now, I'm sorry if I'm not up to the expectations. I know this is what you do, so please correct me. And I'm gonna try to do my best.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you all for joining. I know we had some technical issues. I'm sorry about that, but here we are. Well, as Danny said, I'm vice president director from pharmacy. I've been part of this team since July of 2024, and I started just, playing around, thinking like, oh, I'll make some extra money or whatever. What I wanted is you guys go to my restaurant and drink coffee so I can make money from selling coffee to you. I never thought that this would actually turn into my actual business, to my main focus, and it was a great surprise. Actually, it came to like save my business, my traditional business, because we were going through a rough time. I used to own a restaurant for 8 years, and it did pretty well. But in 2024, we decided to do a renovation that it was really expensive. We spent over $400,000, and for the first time ever, we were not doing great. And this is when pharmacy came into my life. And then after, meetings and listening to presentations like this, and learning that you guys were making more money than me, and I was paying for a payroll, for rent, inventory, and a bunch of responsibilities and stress that I was dealing with, and you were just all happy, recommending products that you love, and I was like, okay, I want to be like them. And then I took their business serious. I started studying compensation plan, products, ingredients, strategies to build teams. And I started with my five best friends, and now we are a team of over 15,000 people.
I know that's so exciting. I'm sure it was not an easy decision because selling your traditional business, which is something that you're comfortable in, it's not a small decision, like I said. But I want you to tell us what emotions did you go through when you were making that hard choice to just sell everything when you sold?
Well, I took that decision in the diamond trip in Maldives in December of 2024. I had already like 6 months in the business. And while I was there in this paradise, my head was still in the restaurant because I was like, I will still like not sleep to be able to with the time zone change to like look at the camera, see that everything it was working well, that then there's something happened like something in the kitchen broke, and I was like not enjoying my diamond trip in Maldives in a five-star hotel like with a villa over the water, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like why I am dealing with this business that is not making me money. Actually, I was able to sustain it because I was losing money, but what I was making with pharmacy was what the way I could like keep paying rent, employees, and everything. And then it was like I called a realtor and I said, look, I want to sell my business, and I ended up selling it on April of last year, and it's almost a year. And it was a hard decision because I'm new in multi-level marketing. I didn't have any previous experience, and it's a very different business, when like I knew that I would like make food and I would make 10% profit if there was profit. Here, you depend of like recruiting, emotions, a third party company that you don't control. But I had such a good experience and I have such a good team that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna risk it. And here I am. I think it ended up being a good decision, even though it was a hard one. I sold the restaurant. The restaurant's still around, with all my recipes, my name, everything, but I'm not involved at all
You're
anymore.
not involved in the decision making, and that's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
most people are afraid to leave something stable like you had. But
Mhm.
I want you to talk about the mindset shift that you had to do that helped you walk away from that security
Mhm.
and actually dive into the network marketing because like you said you're barely new to this world and you're doing amazing. And I just got to say guys, she is my leader. She's of course the leader in my team, and everything she does we all do, and that's why we're always part of the top 5 in recruiting, in group volume, in every single category that's out there. You will see Michelle Posada's name, and we're very, very proud to see her as our mentor and leader. But what mindset change you had to make to move from that traditional business to this new ocean of new opportunities?
I think was to look up at leaders that were being successful. When I became like a freak of everyone that was successful in multi-level marketing, especially obviously in pharmacy, that I started like stalking them, studying. Like I would look at their Instagram feeds to like the bottom to see what they do to get where they are. Um, I also like started like making connections with them. I started like one day I called Alejandra Fernandez, which is like my third sponsor, and I was like, look, you don't know me, but I want to learn like what's the thing you did that make you be where you are. And she say one thing that was that I keep doing, and I teach everyone, is consistency. It's like so hard for people sometimes to stay in the business because they think, oh, my team is not recruiting, oh, the numbers are not going high this month, or I did 3 business presentations and I didn't sign up anyone. Those kind of comments, and they also got that. Alejandra, Jackie, Gabby, they all got rejection. But the difference is that they didn't stop by being rejected. They just kept going until the positive outcome will come. Another thing I ended up doing since Alejandra is the number one in pharmacy, I was like, are you gonna do exactly what she does? I don't have to invent anything. Like the 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 recipe for success is there. Like I just have to make it
Duplicate.
my way. Yeah,
Yes, to duplicate. And I
yeah.
love that you were able to learn from her because you're also able to teach everybody under you and everybody on your side also.
Yeah.
how to do it, because I'm sure you're very approachable. I've heard other people that are not part of your team ask you questions, ask you for advice, and you're always there to help. And that's something that's always going to keep you on top, because you're not you're not just keeping the information to yourself, you're sharing it, and that's part of all this transition as well. Now, Michi, what skills from your traditional business gave you an advantage in network marketing, and what new skills did you learn in multi-level?
Definitely to sustain a team. In my restaurant, I had to deal with chefs, servers, managers, vendors. Um, yeah, I ended up having like 20 people working on site, plus like people in office, like accounting, marketing, graphic designer, community managers. So it was a skill I learned to be able to manage them, to delegate. That's one thing that is very important in any business, but it helped me a lot to grow in multi-level marketing, because I do see sometimes people that had lots of potential, but they get burned out because they don't get help. So that's a skill I learned with my traditional business, and also to like kept a team motivated. When I had my team in the restaurant, and I will see that they were like lacking of motivation or whatever, I will like, okay, I'll put a bonus. I'll be like, okay, whoever sells more bottles of wines will get like a $50 bonus, whatever, those kind of things. And those incentives really, really, really help people to get to those goals. So that really helped, and I replicate that in my business. And if you will say, what did I learn from multi-level marketing, is be more close to people. Like before, with my traditional business, I was like the boss, the owner of their business, and I was always like here, and I will not be as approachable. Like I think I also it was I started the business when I was 23, and I thought that was the way I would like get respect from people, because I was so young, and I will have to deal with employees that are like 50 years old, and they will not respect me, so I have to like put like that bossy position of like, okay, keep
Authority.
distance and stuff, authority. And here I learned that that doesn't work. That what worked for me, and what also makes me happier, and I think you know that because we work together, is just to have that close relationship with your team. Obviously, I cannot have it with everyone, because there's like a lot of people, but I try with like the strong leaders of my team to to like have FaceTime calls as much as I can, to like be to have like, it's more than just the business. Is like, the connections. We have like group chats that we don't always talk about work. We can like throw some memes, some funny reel or
Yes,
whatever.
I
um
can attest to that. She's always talking to everybody, making sure we're hitting our goals. And then she also does these amazing things for the team that I try to replicate. Of course, my team is not as big,
Mhm.
but I am dreaming of the day that I have a team as big as Michi, because she has done vacations with the top leaders in her team,
Yeah.
and she calls them retreats, and everybody is just driving their points up to the sky to be able to go to those retreats. And I feel that's very, very rewarding, because she's actually seeing who's working and who's really wanting to make this a business for real.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people say they want freedom, but there are very few out there that are willing to take what it actually takes. What sacrifices did you make that most people are not willing to make?
For network marketing.
Yeah, in general.
Okay. Sleep. I don't sleep as much as many people. In the beginning, I will like, because I had the restaurant, right? So my time during the day was dedicated to the business. I mean, I will like in breaks and stuff, I will like do things with pharmacy. But at nights is when I would like look, because I couldn't like connect to all the calls. So I would like look at the recordings. I will do presentations 10 p.m. I will um just like follow up with people, edit content, all that at night. And a lot of people say like, I don't have time or whatever. It's like, Gary, if you really want to do it, you will find the time. Even though it takes some sleep hours away, it's like it was worth it for me. I have doing pretty well in the business, and right now I do sleep more.
I
So
know, and she's also a mom to two toddler kids, right? How old are your
yes.
babies?
I have 4-year-old twins.
And they are adorable, and I'm sure now
Yeah, they
you're
were running
actually,
around and I look at them like, leave me alone. And they like, okay, and they left.
yeah, they know when mommy's working, but
Yeah.
it's something that a lot of people don't understand. It's the sacrifice and the time that you put in this business at the beginning. It's not going to be the same when you actually reap the right um, results. So once you start building your team and you make sure that you have very strong bases with them and you make sure you give them the right tools, the business is going to happen, and then you're going to start to stop doing so many sacrifices and kind of turn them around, because now I'm sure she doesn't sleep anymore because she's spending time with her kids or because she's traveling the world, because I see her traveling everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it just, you just turn, there's this trend on social media that choose your difficult, right? Um, like having a business is difficult, but also having a job is difficult. Like choose which difficulty in your life you want. So
Absolutely.
so that's
Yes.
what it
Make
is.
sure to choose wisely, guys.
Yeah.
Now, for some of the women in our team who are still doubting themselves, what would you tell them if they feel that they are called to build something big, but they're still playing small? What would you say to them?
Hmm. Say that again in 1 second.
So, for everybody in our team, all the women out here in our team, or even the guys, because I know we have some guys in here too, that are
Yeah.
still playing small, but they know they're meant to do big things. They're still doubting themselves. What would you say to them?
Well, we all have doubts, you know. I did doubt in the beginning. I also care a lot about what other people will like think of, what is Michelle doing if she's like selling arepas and now she's selling makeup. Like what the hell? And you know what? I think one of the things I I it's like one kind of like my direction in life is that whatever I do, if I gonna start, I'm gonna do it well. I was not gonna like, if I gonna get in this business, it's the same when I opened the restaurant. When I opened the restaurant, I didn't let the doubt be like, oh, what if I fail? Or like what if like doesn't work or whatever. I just made it work my ass off until like it was awarded as like the best healthy restaurant in Miami, for example. I do the extra mile. And here in pharmacy I did the same. I put the extra mile, and you know, I do way more than a lot of people. And some people believe like, oh, she's so lucky, it's because she has followers or whatever. No, believe me, the followers are not enough right now for me to recruit. I have to hustle. It's not that they come from like, oh yes, I want to work with you. No, I go around countries doing business presentations. I pay ads. I create content every day in my life. And I don't, the thing is that I don't let anything left. Like if I fail, I will be like, okay, I failed, but I tried everything to make it work.
So yes,
So
she's
I just,
saying, guys, stop playing small. Do
yeah,
it big or go home, basically.
exactly. If you know you're trying your best, you're gonna stop having those doubts because you know it will work at some point. But if you are procrastinating, if you are, I've seen so many people are like, oh, Michelle, I have done everything. And then I go to their social media. I was like, girl, you haven't done anything. You haven't done everything. Like
Guilty.
you barely post. If you post, your content is not good quality, or have you done like coffee and business presentations, networking? Have you gone to events? I even have like flyers. I do everything. I do digital, I do traditional, I give flyers, I give presentations cards, I talk to the Uber driver and recruit his wife. Like I do everything. When I say and I'm sure there's things I have left to try to do. So
Yeah. And I'm guilty because she also puts me on check and she says, "Did you try this?" And the moment I say no, oh my goodness, she gives me the Michi eyes
oh, you're
for
doing great,
sure.
Danny. I'm sure we'll keep growing.
Yes. Now, if someone joins today and wants to build a very powerful team like the one you have, what are three things they have to focus on during the first 90 days?
They should focus on whoever joins their team, to know them, to make a action plan for them, to follow up, because one thing that happens a lot is that you sign up people and they're all excited the first 3 days and then they forget about it. So make sure those people that are entering the business with you, they are getting in the calls, they are starting the compensation plan, they are presenting the business. Help them. Like I always tell people that's new, whenever you need to present the business, call me and I make the call with you. I have some people that are like, Michelle, I have someone that tell them everything. And in the beginning, obviously, if like you are like 2 months in the business and you don't know how to present it, I'm like, look, you have to start doing it yourself. But in the beginning, I do think that is very powerful.
Awesome. And I know you're a guru out here for the social media. I want you to tell them something that they need to start doing with their social media to get them going to be active because that is especially one of our faces in this type of business. So if you can give them a tip on social media, because your social media is amazing and you were on stage at Pharma Synergy talking about EI and everything else. So what would you tell them on a good tip for social media so that they can start going and make it happen?
Make it happen is the name of my tea. I love it. I think for your social media first, you need to curate it. Like I see so many ugly Instagrams. I'm being real. Like sometimes I see some Instagram profiles that are very ugly. That like who you think is gonna follow you or buy you something. I mean, maybe your family and your friends, but that's it. And you cannot base the business in your family and friends because one day they'll be like, dude, I already bought everything. What else? You know?
Or they
So
ask for discounts all the time.
exactly. So I think first curate it, make it pretty, like do like a good profile picture. Right now, even with AI, you can generate a good profile picture. Like, come on, there's no excuses. You can, what I always tell, your picture needs to like sell you. You have like a picture that shows your face, that has good lighting, and a plain background that you look professional. Period. A good bio, the link to your WhatsApp, and then start posting. Have like a pinned reel talking about your story, who you are, and why you doing this business. Like do some story time of how I end up joining pharmacy. Like what's your background, what did you do before, and what's your goal here, and have that pin so every time that someone looks at you in the first place, first time they see your profile, they go to that video and they know who you are. Or you can also have it in your highlights, like about me or whatever. And then just start. You think like people know your story because you tell it once or twice, but you need to tell your story like all the time. Do like TikTok lives, Instagram lives, in the captions of your posts, like start like sell yourself. Sell like people love knowing about you. You think sometimes we think like no one cares, but yeah, people do care. So what's that thing that makes you um like what brings you joy from this business? Like share that, because a lot of people that joins my team wants to be in it because they see I enjoy myself doing pharmacy. Like I'm always in a team meeting, I'm in a dinner with my directors, I'm like traveling, or I'm looking better because I'm using the products. Like sell what's positive about your business and talk about it every day. Consistency. It's not that you're gonna post one day and then you forget and then you post in a week. No. Every day you need to post every single day. But not just post whatever. No, post with purpose. Okay? It's like with ChatGPT, you can like say like, look, ChatGPT, I'm a pharmacy influencer. Um I'm starting my Instagram. What kind of content do you think I can do? Um I'm a mom, I live in Miami, and whatever, I like to cook. You put a prompt like that and it will give you ideas of what to post. So that, and also community, like make content with your team. If you don't have a team yet, at least do it like with a friend, that like something that people love seeing community. So, and start doing like share posts, those kind of things.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those tips. Guys, she's amazing in social media, and I'm sure we're going to be able to do another training for the whole team just based on social media. There is someone here asking if you recommend a photo studio in Miami for photo shoots. I don't know if you want to give them a
There's
recommendation.
many, there's many, I did one recently that is called Mint Room. It's a photo shoot I did recently with my teams. The studio is called Mint Room in Miami.
Well, that brings us to the very closing and ending of this conversation. Thank you so much for joining, Amishi. I love sharing the story with you. I love sharing the team with you, and I love learning from you. And the only question that really matters after this call, guys, is are you really going to just watch the movement, or are you going to help us build it and start working and getting your actions done? Because there's so much you can learn. But once you start making your actions and actually doing what you learn, it's when you're going to start seeing a difference. Thank you again, Michi. It was my absolute pleasure to have you and ask all these questions. And I hope I did really, really good.
Mhm.
And thank you guys for joining us today. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye bye. Thank you.